welcome to my bathroom. I clearly worked today because I'm sitting here in scrubs. I didn't do laundry yesterday, which was a tactical error because these are like my bleached out, like gross scrubs. They're the scrubs I keep at the bottom of the pile, you know, like for emergencies, for like when I get called in, whatever, and I just like grab my scrubs because who cares, because what I look like isn't as important as the fact that I'm showing up because someone's dying. So I'm feeling a little uncomfortable in these, I'm not gonna lie. But, you know, happy Monday. I need to change my contacts, so don't look. I know some people get squeamish when people put their fingers in their eyes. Should be an interesting week. I'm not on call at all this week, which is always lovely when I'm not on call. And I actually don't work any days in a row, which is good and bad because it's kind of nice to sometimes work 2 in a row because then you get a little bit more of a stretch of time off. But that's not how this week got done. That means that every night I can just kind of come home and have a relaxing end to my night as opposed to, you know, like stressing out that I get to bed and that I'm not too wired or like worrying about being called in. So hopefully I can get some good sleep this week because I definitely need that. I'm in that kind of place. I also need to work out a little bit more this week. Trying to build that habit up. Working on it. Yeah, for reading, I am almost done with Into Every Generation, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer book. I will probably listen to that. I will definitely listen to it on the way to work, and I will probably finish it on the way to work. My audio hold for the books of Jacob, the Olga Tokchik, I can't say her name for the love of God. There'll be a picture of her book on the screen. But that audio hold came in, and that book's like 900 pages. And obviously I'm not going to finish it in March, or I probably won't finish it in March, but you know, that's not, the thought is not, I won't finish it in March. I'm not planning on it, but I will definitely start it this week. And then I need to read our TBR Lowdown pick for the month. I haven't done that yet. I tend to read it closer to the end of the month now because we do our lives. Our live will be April 9th. And our book is Homegoing by Yad Gyasi. So there's still plenty of time to get in on the live because this will probably go up the weekend before this vlog. And so if you've read it before, if you want to read it, yeah, join us. It's fun. We're trying to bring back lives. I'm missing having actual lives where there are people on the live with us. And yeah, so I think that'll be a fun discussion. I know I haven't started the book yet, but like it's supposed to be really, really good. And Naomi started it and she says it's really good. So yeah, things that I put on my face. I have this soap bar that I use. That's like some organic, whatever fancy soap bar that I tried from Grove because I get all my cleaning supplies from Grove. So I thought I'd try it out. I'm not sold on it, but I got this cleansing mist from Rooted. I really like this. It's got tea tree and lavender. This is just some, I don't know, BHA pads. CeraVe, of course. Jess Owens is going to be mad at me, but I do not use sunscreen because it burns my eyeballs and it clogs my pores, even this one. So this is really only in there for when I know I'm going to be outside. Yeah, so that's most of my skincare. I guess I could have put this one on first. This is just like a caffeine eye serum. I don't do a lot with my skin because my skin doesn't like a lot of things. I have to find my is it CeraVe? Whoever makes like one of those healing ointments. I need to like basically slug my mouth on the way to work because I get really bad dry patches. Those are the reading plans. I'm going to stop rambling and I'm going to go to work. I got to go brush my teeth, but a little bit more coffee before I brush my teeth. Should be a good week, I think. We recorded over the weekend and for TBR Lowdown, so I'm going to have lots of stuff to edit for that. I have to film some videos since it's the end of the month. I have to do like my shopping my shelves and my notable reads. I have to get those in, so maybe I can film those this week. That would be fantastic if I can get that done. I finished my taxes, which means I can pay some bills I haven't paid. Things are kind of good. Things are going good. Anyway, happy Monday. I hope everybody is having a wonderful week, a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, whatever it is when you're watching this. But cheers. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I have 2 days off, thank God, because yesterday was a very long day. Not bad. It was just long, so I'm tired. Like, the dogs woke me up too early on Monday. I got home too late. So, like, I'm exhausted. Don't know if that's obvious from the bags. The luggage, the steamer trunks that are under my eyes, but I'm very tired. So I'm going to try to have a relaxing day. I will say, update that has been going very well. I have been drinking one of these a day at a minimum, so that's good. So I'm doing my water goals. Nice. I should work out today, but we're going to see how like exhausted I am. If I'm way too tired, it might behoove me to just like rest a little today and then work out tomorrow. In reading, I finished the Buffy the Vampire Slayer book, and Every Generation a Slayer is Born, and it is so good. I'm going to talk about it more in my notable reads because, spoiler, it's going to be in my notable reads for the month, so look for that video. But it's so good. Like, it's so good. I need to carve out some time today with Jesus to continue our Buffy rewatch since we're doing that together. What I really liked was how they discussed or attempted to discuss the argument that we have a lot here in the bookish space about separating the art from the artist. And I mean, I would really love to have a conversation with a couple different creators about this, because I just think it was very interesting, especially this very long passage in the book, because I don't know, I think it's a thing that we're always struggling with in different pockets, like in movies and music and books and this and that and anything. When someone creates something and lets it out into the world, and it then has its own life and is loved by others and takes on meaning by others, but then the person who creates it ends up being a person and having all the flaws that humans do, good, bad, or ugly, how does that taint the thing that they've created and launched out into the world and birthed out into the world? And I think about it almost like a parent and a child. Like, if your parent ends up being heinous, does that make you somehow tainted by association? And I know that's a great generalization, and I don't have an answer to these questions, but it's definitely interesting to think about. I was driving home and I was thinking about, like, is it different in movies and TV and stuff because so many people are involved in the creation, even if the director or the creator or the person who really, all of the stuff stems from, has issues or is problematic, there's all these other people that have been part of the production and they wouldn't have existed without all these other people. Does that change the way people answer the question about separating the art from the artist? Is it still the same? I don't know. Is it different with books? Because for the most part, books are the baby of an author, and though there is input from other people, like, it's still their book. These are just questions. I don't know. You can sound off below if you have your own thoughts on this. I think all responses are valid, because I think separating the art from the artist is really, like, at the end of the day, a very personal decision. We just happen to make a lot of personal decisions in a public forum, so then that leads to people having debates and discussions. Mercy, Paul. Anyway, in other reading news, my audio hold my old audiobook is about to expire for An Elderly Woman Should Not Be Crossed, I think is what it's called. And it's these Swedish short stories where, like, if they're kind of like Miss Marple, but she's a killer. I read the first collection, I think, last month. The second collection I'm reading this month, and that's all that I know is available in translation or at all so far. Loving it. They're really short. It's only like a 5-hour audio, but I started it after I finished the Buffy book. So I'll probably try to finish that at some point today because it's not very long. But the real goal I have for today is to start this chunky beast, because I just got this audio hold. This is like 900 pages, and I'm really curious to see what this Olga T book is like. Olga Tkochek? I still don't think that's how you say her name. In one of these blogs, at some point, I promise I will learn how to say her name correctly. It might not be this blog, though. But anyway, I'm really excited to start this, so I'm going to stop chatting at you, and I think I'm going to start listening and reading along, and I'll take you along with my day whenever I do anything that's actually interesting. There might not be anything interesting. I think I have to do a lot of mundane things like laundry and food shopping. I'm not a very interesting person, is what I learned from vlogging is I'm not terribly interesting. Some of these folks go on like vlogs, and they're like, they do vlogs and they go on these like great adventures, and I'm like, I read a book. It was wonderful. I'm going away. Bye. Does it look like nothing has changed? It's because nothing has changed. I pretty much updated you, read this much. Took a many-hour nap. Read a small manga. Really good, by the way. It's for The Girl from the Other Side. Very good. Very hard for me to find volume 2. Why do I get sucked into things that have multiple volumes that are difficult to find? I don't know. Yeah, anything I wanted to do today is now scrapped out the window because I am essentially dead. So this is what I am. This is the energy. This is the vibes. This is what we're going for today. Hemi is my spirit animal at this current moment. So now that I'm awake and rested, I'm gonna have a spicy seltzer and get back to Books of Jacob because it's actually really good. I'm gonna try to say her name again. It's Tukarchuk or Tuk. So close. I've already started marking it up because she has this fabulous way of just weaving in these nuggets of brilliantly written criticism or observation on the world at large, and I just like to highlight them because I could never articulate things that well. So anyway, that's what we're doing. Back to this. Oh, I did pay some bills, so I haven't been a complete waste of space today. Hey guys, I totally forgot that I have this call tonight. So I've been on this call
you cannot be trusted to discern
since like 7:30 tonight. It was set up by Random House in Penn America, and it's got Dr. Kendi, Nicole Jones, Nick Stone, this lovely lady who I've never heard of, Emily Knox, who has a great book about banning books in the 21st century. And
this is where
I want to stop talking over everybody and actually listen because this is fantastic. But if I can find the replay, I'm going to link it below because this is amazing, and I'm going to shut up.
I might lose my job.
But this is amazing. Woo! Yes, I'm watching something. Leave me alone. Okay. Talk's over. They were sort of near the end when I gave you guys that little update. It was fantastic and amazing, and there were a lot of new resources, groups, like action groups, state-focused, federally focused, etc., that I learned about while I was on that call, and I need to explore them. Also, I've already been shooting things off to Naomi, we need to try to interview this group and that person, for the podcast, because there's so much to talk about here about the power of books. I mean, that's the whole point of having this be such a huge part of my personality is clearly I respect and want to shout from the rooftops the power of books. Books are fantastic. I was tweeting a couple of the things that Nicole Hannah-Jones was saying when I could get every word and type it out. I think I only managed to get 2, and there were a few more that I got in the comments for the live, the Zoom comments, but I was oh shit, I have Twitter. I forgot that I have Twitter because I barely ever use my Twitter, but she just had so many beautifully stated sound bites that came out of this. Healthy societies do not ban books. So what's happening? What is happening right now? Books expand our understanding of the world and our place in it. So really, books are just about connecting to humanity. And if we can all connect better to humanity, maybe we'll treat all of humanity just a little bit better. That's kind of my hope. I think there's a lot of writers who believe that way. I think there's a lot of people in this bookish space that feel like that. And I'm jazzed up because that was just such a fantastic, that panel was chef's kiss. So good. I'm going to try to come down off of that little high. Gonna get into some PJs, maybe watch some of the YouTubes. I've got my Not Today Satan candle going, which this is actually really lovely. This is from last week's vlog. I did unbox these. They're fantastic. I haven't used the wax melts yet, but the candles have been great. A little bit of book mail. I've been following along. I've been slowly trying to replace my mass markets of the Wheel of Time with the hardbacks. So I found this one. This is book 5, which is the one I am currently on that I probably will end up starting in April because I am reading the books of Jacob, which is so long, and it is almost done with March. We're almost done with March. So I think we're gonna have to push Wheel of Time, the next book, to the next month. So I'm gonna get in PJs and relax, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow I have the day to myself, and I have a bunch of stuff to do. I have to go to the post office. I have to probably do some minor grocery shopping. Definitely have to do some cleaning. Definitely have to work out and not spend the whole day sleeping like I did today. But I really needed the sleep. I hadn't slept in a few days, or at least not well in a few days, so it was clear that I needed the sleep. And I need to pay some more bills. Just my life is just paying freaking bills. Don't become an adult. You're just gonna pay bills all the time. Like I have to, these are my tax returns. I have to pay my accountant. I feel like is watching a normal person live their life that exciting? I hope so. I hope so, friends.
Have this feeling, haven't felt for so long. Took a hold of me and won't let go. I've been sleeping, caught me off my guard. Cause you're in my space and now I'm so pull me towards you and I cannot fight it. My head's underwater, I try to disguise it. Want you to hold me, though we haven't spoken. I need that something to get me to open. You are only a shot away from me to be my everything. Cause you are only a shot away from me to be my everything. You are only a shot away from me to be my everything. Cause you are only a shot away from me to be my everything. Shot away. Won't let you touch me, won't let you go to my head. Cause I know I'm dealing with the devil. But I'm standing with my heart in your hand. And I'm too deep into win this gamble. Pull me towards you and I cannot fight it. My head's underwater, I try to disguise it. Want you to hold me, though we haven't spoken. I need that something to get me to open. You are only a shot away from me to be my everything. Cause you are only a shot away from me to be my everything.
I'm just about to eat this actually, and before I watch TV, I forgot that my girlfriends texted me to say that the Book of the Month choices are up, and it seems like they're not very happy with them. So let's see what the choices are. Now, this is gonna be no shade to Book of the Month. I've been a Book of the Month member since before I was even on Bookstagram, so I've been doing this for a really long time. And as I've said to my friends who've wanted to quit Book of the Month, I'm like, yeah, it goes in waves. Anywho, let's see what we got. True Biz. What's realer than real? This witty and life-affirming novel gives us the true biz about a school for the deaf. Literary fiction. I don't know. I mean, the book might be great, but that is an underwhelming description. The Good Left Undone, like a hug from your favorite aunt. This moving and wise World War II epic will remind you what life's all about. Familia. I mean, I need like a 6-year break from World War II historical fictions. Like, we got enough, don't we? K-I-A-I-K-E-Y-I by Vaishnavi Patel. It's a fantasy. It's got a cool cover. Why would boys have all the fun in this epic tale that pulls heartstrings? Kiai? Oh god, I hate that I can't say words. Fights for her place in history, and that's a fantasy debut. Maybe. Susan Cain's Bittersweet, How Sour, How Sorrow and Longing Make Us Whole, a narrative nonfiction. Ever cried during a commercial or listened to Joni Mitchell curled up on the floor? This insightful book is for you. Oh, I actually don't hate that. Like a sister, it's a mystery, something about siblings. Sometimes a sibling just knows when her estranged sister dies under weird circumstances, blah, blah, blah. No, we don't like that. I'm kind of interested in this bittersweet thing and this other fantasy, let's see. I feel like Bittersweet would be interesting for me to like borrow as a audiobook. I think I'm gonna actually get the fantasy book for this month because that sounds good, and I always want to see what the other random books are for the month that they're spotlighting. They're like underwhelming. I see why my girlfriends are like, this is kind of underwhelming. It kind of is. I'm telling you, at some point, book of the month will be like slapping hard. So can we say that anymore since Will Smith? Since this is a reading vlog and not just me criticizing book of the month and working out, I did start homegoing last night as well. So I have this and the Books of Jacob going. Definitely won't finish Books of Jacob by the end of the month, but I'm trying to finish this. This is our TBR lowdown pick, homegoing. We will be having a live discussion on the 9th, which I'm sure I've mentioned a couple times already in this vlog, but I'm going to keep mentioning it. So you don't forget to go and watch us and join us. But I read the first chapter, clearly into it, marked it up. I think there's going to be a lot to talk about in this. I do love Yaji Asi's writing. I think that she's just, ooh, she's so good. So yes, more of that today. More Books of Jacob, more water, because I'm already only like, yeah. And errands and food. I have 3 pounds of ground turkey I need to figure out what to do with once it thaws. It's gonna be that kind of day. I feel like you guys get better content when I'm alone because I can just like take you around and do what I want. Don't have to worry about like Jesus, I don't know, being on camera and not wanting to be any of that stuff. It's kind of easier to vlog when you're alone.
Maybe I never knew what I really wanted, but looking back I can see it's all clear. I'm still a kid trying to act like they all taught me, but nothing makes sense anymore.
You know what time it is? It's time for me to film some videos. Okay, well, one video because I don't have any interest in figuring out my notable reads just yet. But I could do by shelves. I've done so good today. I feel like I've had such a productive day. Anybody else who lives with somebody, do you feel like you get more done when they're not home? Because like, I feel like I always get more done when they're not home. I don't know what it is. There's just something about it. There's something about having the house to yourself that just makes me so much more productive. We like booktube inception. What do you want? Do you want to go out? What do you want? What do you want? Do you need a walk? I'm telling you, she's crazy. Gonna make a old man angry now. Do you want to go for a walk? Is that what you want? Or do you want to just like destroy the whole house? Are we going to destroy the whole house now? Come on. Who wants to go for a walk? Who wants to go for a walk? Who wants to go for a walk? I wish you could truly see the insanity that is her doing the zoomies on the sofa. Are you having the zoomies on the sofa? Do you see what you've done to the sofa? It's falling off. The sofa is going to fall off, darling. Can I give you a hug? Can I give you a hug? Can I give you a hug? Can we go? You want to go for a walk? Honey, you want to go for a walk? Yes, I'll take you for a walk. I know, it's hard to breathe when you got your larpar. I know, you're so old. You're so old and she's such an annoying doggo. Look how annoying she is. Yeah, she's annoying, but we love her. We love her, even though she's annoying. Little sisters are like that. I know, I was one. Yes, 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 yes. But we love our big brothers. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Let's all go for a walk now. Okay, so I made some sweet potatoes, just roasted them with nutritional yeast and salt. And this is almost done. I added a little sour cream about an hour ago. It's got about 40 minutes left. Should be really good. I figure we can put this over the sweet potato and have a nice little lunch for tomorrow, since we're both working tomorrow. Looks pretty good. And I got some like Italian cheeses, like 5 cheeses, 4 cheeses, I don't know, some mix to put cheese on top. So it'll be nice and yummy. Just a little spicy. Good morning. Back to work today. I'm really upset because they didn't have CeraVe healing ointment and I can't find my CeraVe healing ointment. So I had to buy Vaseline and it's not the freaking same. These are my first world problems. But anyway, I'm off to work. I really focused on homegoing yesterday, but yeah, Giassi. I'm not going to share a lot of my thoughts because we're doing a live next week on April 9th. I will announce it shortly on the channel, so probably before this gets posted, it'll be announced on the channel. I'm really liking it. I know that earlier, in one of my earlier videos about it, I said something about how I was curious about how she was going to handle the time period because we had just finished The Love Songs of W.E.B. Du Bois, and like that book is massive and I think covers like a shorter time frame than Homegoing does. So I was really curious to see how she was going to handle that. I'm kind of liking it because Homegoing is only like 300 pages. So it's really good. Covers a lot in a very small space of time. I love writers who have the ability to use fewer words but express more. I think that that's such a skill that I don't even know if it can be learned. I think it just might be a style that some people have, and I love it. That like Hemingway-esque brevity of words, which I think is redundant. Anyway, I am going to go to work because I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm very tired, but I don't work tomorrow and I'm not on call until Saturday night, so it's just one day. It's not so bad when I do it in one-day chunks. It's not so bad ever, but just very tired some days. I did not sleep well last night. The baby wanted to go pee-pees like every 3 hours. I don't understand why Mercy's bladder is not getting better. She has to go to the bathroom all the time. I take water away. I do all the things. So if anybody has any tips for getting their dog to go longer in between wee-wees in the middle of the night, that'd be great because your girl needs sleep. I mean, is it obvious? I need sleep. I did not sleep well. But I'm going to finish my An elderly woman should not be crossed on the way to work. And yeah, that is all. Good morning and happy Friday and happy end of the vlog, because I am so tired that like I just want to, I don't even want to vlog. I just want to veg on my couch and read and do whatever, which I guess is what I do in a vlog, but like I don't want to feel like I have to provide any commentary. So we're gonna wrap up this reading vlog. I think this is a little short this week, but like this week has kicked my butt. I don't know if it's because I'm orienting someone. I don't know if I'm just not getting enough sleep. I don't know what it is, but like this week has kicked my freaking butt. I just took a nice long shower, as you can tell, since I'm brushing my hair while we do this, and just gonna let my hair dry, air dry, and I'm just gonna have a nice relaxing day because I work tomorrow and I'm on call all Saturday and Sunday night until Sunday night. This is like my last day until Monday to just kind of have a little break. So I'm going to enjoy it. And I've got some editing to do for the podcast today and all that. But I wanted to just kind of wrap up a few things. And I wanted to tell you about this thing I started using in my hair. I've been trying to cut down on a lot of like just random stuff because I kind of getting to the point where I feel like a lot of things that get marketed to us as women for beauty are possibly unnecessary to some extent, because every man I know has like pretty darn decent skin and they just like wash themselves with the same shampoo head to toe. I've been simplifying things a lot and just kind of, unless I'm putting on makeup, having a very, very like easy makeup routine, like, or skincare routine. Easy peasy. Anyway, really long-winded because I'm exhausted. Sorry. But we're going to the Dominican in May on vacation, and I really just want to have a carry-on. And I've been really curious about like bar shampoos and conditioners, and I was thinking if I could like bar shampoos and conditioners, if I can find one that I like, then when I travel, I could just use that, and then maybe I can use my carry-on more and just bring a carry-on as opposed to having to check something, because half the time I have to check something, I'm only checking it because I have too many liquids. I got these. I just ripped the front covers off so you guys could see them, from Grove. And I guess I can leave a link for Grove. Whatever. That's this high bar shampoo and conditioner. I used them for the first time today. This is the Maintain one. I can't remember what it smells like. It doesn't really tell me on the front. But they smell like fine. It's not like overly powerful like an Herbal Essence or something, or Pantene, but it was definitely a weird experience. But like I think it's okay. Like it doesn't feel, I always thought it would feel like straw. My hair doesn't feel bad. So we're just gonna let it air dry today, and then next time I wash my hair, I'm gonna try drying it with the blow dryer and see like how does my hair turn out. But like I'm not that mad at it, and I didn't lose that much color. That was my other thing. I was worried it would strip the color out of my hair. So that's a random life update for you. Other random life update. So I did read this week The Girl from the Other Side by Nagabe, which was really good. And it's just like a young adult kind of manga. So there's outsiders and insiders, and there's this little insider girl basically who's living with this outsider beast, and they can't touch, because if they touch, then the insider girl will get infected with whatever makes the outsiders the outsiders. And it's multiple volumes, and it was really good. However, finding the second volume has been like the bane of my existence. I found it on Abe for like $20, bought it. Yesterday I got refunded. I couldn't find it anywhere else like for weeks prior to buying it on Abe, and then Book Depository notified me this morning that volume 2 is back in stock, so yay. So I ordered that and actually ended up saving myself $7, which I guess is good, but who knows when the heck it's going to get here, because Book Depository takes forever. But thank God, I'm not complaining. I am blessed to be able to get books. I found volume 3 on Pango, so I did order that, so that's coming as well. I feel like volumes 1 through 5 are hard for me to find, so if anybody has read this, my manga friends, if anyone's read this and knows a good place for me to get them, used, new, whatever, as long as I'm not spending like over $20, $20 is too much, over like 15 bucks for one, that'd be great. I'm almost done with Homegoing, which is our TBR Lowdown pick for March. I know it's April now, it's April 1st, but I'm almost done. I'll finish it today, and we have our live discussion next Saturday on April 9th. Stay tuned for that discussion. I'll give you more of my thoughts, but this is really, really good. I was very nervous to see how she was going to cover this lengthy time period, just like in The Love Songs of W.E. Du Bois covers like a really long period of time in like a family sort of saga. This is covered differently, but is executed very well. I love Yaji Essie's writing. Definitely an auto-buy author for me. I will totally buy, you know, she's fantastic. I think it's also very different than Transcendent Kingdom, which I really loved, so I do enjoy that there's differences. I am here in the books of Jacob by Olga Tokarczuk. Maybe? It's good. I really like her writing. I think that this is very in-depth. I kind of confused sometimes because of the way the narrator is going through the different characters and the story is moving, but I get less confused. I was also really tired last night while I was reading this, so it might be that might be a function of it, but it's good. I think my problem with it is that I'm not Jewish. So I think if I was Jewish and I had like a strong connection to or interest in my heritage, especially if I'm from like Eastern sort of European descent, I would be eating this up like it was, I don't know, cannolis. But I'm not Jewish, so there's this, I feel like I'm missing a piece of understanding because I'm not Jewish about some of the, I guess, references to like text and stuff. It's the same as if I read stuff that's like really heavily biblical, because I no longer associate really with the church, and I didn't really study the Bible for terribly long. Sometimes I feel like I just miss nuances of the story that would make the story better, and that's the way I feel with this. I feel like I might be more invested in this if I had more understanding of Judaism. But then also the flip side of this is I realized there's not a lot of books that I've read that are like Jewish centric, which is a shame because why not? So much of the books we read are either very secular or very Christian, we being like people sort of generally in my sphere of experience. Yeah, I'm curious to get more stories, more Jewish stories, because there's a lot of beauty and wonder in this book, but I definitely feel like I'm missing things because of that lack of my own fundamental lack of understanding of that, the religion, the culture, the different ethnic groups, the important people, some of the words. So yeah, but I do like what she does sometimes. So she's got these really lovely ways of writing insights about society that I really do enjoy. Some book mail quickly to round out this vlog. I'll show you the couple things I bought. So I bought 2 Laura Purcell books for spooky season off of Pango, The Corset and The Silent Companions. I found out about this author through Pam the Punlet over on Instagram. Love Pam. Pam's fantastic. I'm so glad you're feeling better. Love you, Pam. I just need to try them, so I've been sort of trying to hunt them down for a while at my libraries. They never really have the audiobooks available at the library. I don't know if that's because they're an Audible original or what, but I found these for not a lot of money and in fantastic, fantastic condition. So I got these. And always check my Pango, by the way. I'll leave my Pango down in the description from now on, because I put stuff on my Pango like every week, and I'm going to see Naomi shortly, like the end of April. I will be seeing Naomi, and everything will come down and we'll go to McKay's to clear out my house. But there will always be stuff going up there, so keep an eye, because you never know what comes into my life and I'll get rid of, because this has become a really nice way to sort of exchange books in and out of my life. I get a little bit of money, I buy another book, I sell it, I get a little money, repeat, repeat, repeat. So I feel like we're just kind of like borrowing books from each other. Anyway, and I also got this book, Self-Care by Lee Stein, and I'm gonna look up the booktuber who recommended this, and because I don't want to get their name wrong. So it's a Sunny Book Nook recommended this on their book Underrated Books by Women, Books That Deserve More Hype, that kind of video they did. Have you ever scrolled through Instagram and seen countless influencers who seem like experts at caring for themselves, from their yoga crop tops to their well-lit, clean meals, to their serumed skin, and erudite but color-coded reading stacks, self-care delves into the lives and psyches of people working in the wellness industry and exposes the world behind the filter. And this just sounded juicy, and I wanted to read it. So I found this on there too, on Pango. Super excited. And then publishers sent me a few things. So Scribner sent me 3 books. I have Love Marriage by Monica Ali that comes out in May, and this is set in London. A gloriously acute observer of class, sexual mores, and the mysteries of the human heart, Monica Ali has written a captivating social comedy and a profound, moving, revelatory story of 2 cultures, 2 families, and 2 people trying to understand each other. Just sounds interesting. So that comes out in May. This is really a cool book, I think, and it's supposed to come out in August. It's called Stories from Tenants Downstairs by Sadiq Fofana. And this is set in a Harlem high-rise, a stunning debut about a tight-knit cast of characters grappling with their own personal challenges while the forces of gentrification threaten to upend life as they know it. So I believe this is a debut author, or at least debut in this sort of setting. A collection of interconnected short stories that grapple with the people that live in this. I think they all live in the same community. Yeah, they live in one community. It's all these different people and how their lives all intertwine and all their stories intertwine. And it sounded like a really interesting way of doing short stories. I like when you have interconnected short stories, and I like that it's dealing with gentrification because I feel like that's a topic that we don't talk enough about. It's like home front colonialism, colonizing, micro-colonizing. I don't know, I'm trying to come up with a phrase, but I don't have it. But anyway, basically, I find it's an interesting topic that needs to be addressed more. So that should be interesting. Again, that's out in August. And I also have from Scribner A Tidy Ending by Joanna Cannon. And this comes out in August as well. This is a delightfully sinister novel about a married woman living a simple life in the suburbs, but things aren't always what they seem. Linda has lived in a quiet neighborhood since fleeing the dark events of her childhood in Wales. Now she sits in her kitchen wondering if this is all there is, pushing the vacuum around and frying fish sticks for dinner, a far cry from the glamorous lifestyle she sees in the glossy magazines coming through the mail slot addressed to the previous occupant, Rebecca. So now you know that I was already hooked because I'm like, somehow are we going to relate to Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier? I don't know, but I have to find out. Anyway, so Linda's husband, Terry, isn't perfect. He picks his teeth, tracks dirt through the house, spends most of his time in front of the TV, but that seems fairly standard until he starts keeping odd hours at work and until he starts keeping odd hours at work, and at around the same time young women start going missing. If only Linda could track down her friend Rebecca, maybe some of that inevitable lifestyle would rub off on her and she wouldn't have to worry so much about what Terry is up to. But the grass isn't always greener. You can't change who you really are, and some secrets can't stay buried. So it just sounded like a good thriller. And then I have a little cowboy romance. Caitlin Cruz, Summer Nights with a Cowboy, a Ketteridge Ranch novel. So I have a feeling that this will be going over to Naomi because I just think she needs cowboy smut in her life. But this is from St. Martin's Romance, so thank you, SMP. And then this I'm super excited about. This is also from St. Martin's Press. This is a nonfiction that's coming out. I'm telling you, when I was lotioning last night, I got stuff on everything. Anyway, so it's a good thing these are not for resale. Anyway, St. Martin's sent me this book, and I believe it's by the author who wrote Moneyland, Oliver Below, I don't know. But it's called Butler to the World, How Britain Helps the World's Worst People Launder Money, Commit Crimes, and Get Away with Anything. So this unravels the dark secret of how Britain placed itself at the center of the global offshore economy and at the service of the world's worst people in the world. The Suez Crisis of 1956 was the nadir of Britain's 20th century, the moment when the once superpower was bullied into retreat. Great Britain has lost an empire and not yet found a role, said Dean Archerson, a former U.S. Secretary of State. Archerson's line has entered into the canon of great quotations, but it was wrong. Britain had already found a role. The leaders of the world just hadn't noticed it yet. Butler to the World reveals how Britain came to assume its role as the center of the offshore community or economy. Written polemically, I don't know what that means. It's studied with witty references to Butler's of popular fiction. It demonstrates how many elements of modern Britain have been put at the service of the world's oligarchs. The Biden administration is putting corruption at the heart of its foreign policy, and that means it needs to confront Britain's role as the foremost enabler of financial crime and ill behavior. This book lays bare how London has deliberately undercut U.S. regulations for decades and calls into question the extent to which Britain can be considered a reliable ally. I thought that would be really interesting. And those are all the books I got. I did also finish a book last night. This is the longest wrap up ever. Maybe this isn't going to be a short vlog. I also finished An Elderly Lady Should Not Be Crossed. And if you haven't read this book or the first book or collection of stories, it's called An Elderly Lady Is Up to No Good, you must. You absolutely must. They are a good time. It is super short. It is well written. It is translated fiction, and it's written by a woman, and it's just so good. It's so stinking good, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So I feel like I didn't really finish all that much this week. I finished one short manga. I finished one short collection of mystery stories. I'm gonna finish Homegoing, and is that it? Is that all I've read this week? I feel like there should be more, but I guess not. Anyway, I'm going to end this because I've been rambling, and I'm just going to go veg now. So if you enjoyed this week's meandering vlog, feel free to subscribe. More to come next week. I'm going to think of something good to cook for you guys next week. The turkey chili was delicious, by the way, so I would make it. I'm going to leave a link down below with the recipe that I sort of used to inspire that turkey chili. I don't usually... When cooking, I just sort of use recipes as a framework. I just kind of... So anyway, to give credit to the people who made the recipe, it's going to be down below, and then I just kind of added and deleted where I either had stuff or wanted something else. But yeah, so I'll kind of think of something good to share with you guys for next week, and otherwise I'll see you guys in my next video, whatever it may be, because it's my channel and I can do whatever I want. Bye.
So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think